wire work, turning pennies to gold. DFS stacks, let the storyline unfold. Bad beats hit, but the Foolz don't bend. Prop slips live, ride it out to the end. Trade court open, bring your lopsided plea. We'll bang the gavel on your fantasy fraud spree. We'll ruin Sunday, we'll read the eulogy, then bury that pick in Foolz mythology. Fantasy Foolz riding high on the line. Cash on the spread and the W's mine. From draft day nerves to Sunday insanity. Fantasy Foolz, where insanity meets fantasy. Chart the targets, chase that pace. Match up edges all over the place. Bankroll calm even when it looks wild. Fools make order from chaos styled. Start or sit, yeah, swipe that call. Flex spot flames or a waterfall. Laughter losses, double down with class. Fools turn Sunday pain into gas. Fools, fools, fantasy fools. Fools see fools. 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 Crowd style.
Mikey,
What's going on?
it's another week, brother.
Another week.
Another week of fantasy football sorrow. Another week of fantasy football happiness, triumphantness, you know.
Yeah.
We'll get into all that in a little bit, man. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was a good weekend. Relaxed, hung out with the family, watched a little football. Had a good time. How about you?
Yeah, no, it's crazy for the life of me. I can't remember anything I did this past weekend.
That kind of weekend.
No, probably the exact opposite. I think I was, yeah, you know what? Actually, I was busy. I was working all weekend, actually.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing. And then, obviously I had to get done to start watching some football.
That's right.
Speaking of football, let's talk about college football for a second.
Yeah. We can get into that.
All right. So how were you feeling before they announced the teams? How are you feeling? What was your mindset going
I
into it?
felt like the Hurricanes were definitely going to be robbed. And they were going to – because, the whole talk going into it was Notre Dame was going to be in, Miami was going to be out. And the head-to-head didn't matter and this and that. And Notre Dame got progressively better, and Miami had a couple not very good losses. And I felt like Miami was going to get robbed. But, ultimately, they made the right choice.
Oh, did
yes, they did.
They made the right choice. Well, I mean, who even said that they were going to go with Notre Dame the whole time? I mean, how did that even get started?
I don't know, but it's been the narrative for, a week or two now.
So somebody probably just made it up, and everybody flew with it. It's hard to go against that head-to-head.
I mean, if you take that out, then why even play the games, right? I mean, why would Miami schedule such a difficult game at the beginning of the year if at the end of the year it's not going to matter? Who really got screwed? I think Notre Dame got screwed also. Me personally, I don't think Alabama should be in it. I very well could see Notre Dame taking Alabama's spot.
Alabama played some good ball this year.
They didn't start out ball too, though. I mean, right? Look at the record. Like you're in the playoffs with 3 losses. I mean, and this is going to sound bad, and I'm not knocking FSU. FSU had a terrible season, and I enjoyed it. But this is not me knocking FSU right now. FSU mollywopped them at the beginning of the year, back when we thought FSU was going to be really good this year, right?
Mm-hmm. 31-17.
They ended up being terrible. And it seemed like the committee did not take that into consideration at all. Not only that, but they got totally annihilated in their conference game. I don't know. I just feel like being in the SEC isn't enough, right? And I feel like that's why they were allowed to sneak into the playoffs, because they were in the SEC.
All right, so they had 3 losses. One against Florida, a bad Florida State team.
Yeah, a bad Florida State team.
Yeah, I said that, Mike. Right? You forget I'm a Nolan. They lost to a good Oklahoma team, ranked 11th. and they lost to Georgia, ranked number 3, who they beat when Georgia was ranked 25. They beat 24-21. Then they beat Vanderbilt the week after that, Missouri, another ranked team after that, Tennessee right after that. They were playing hot those 4 games when they was beating those 4 ranked teams. But they didn't really let off. I mean, close game against South Carolina. That shouldn't have been that close. 10 points with LSU. Auburn was a close game, and they lost to Georgia. I don't know. I just didn't see enough from Notre Dame. I thought Alabama looked better when Alabama looked good.
So I get it. I mean, because Notre Dame, what they do, they beat up on some weak teams, right? So while the committee supposedly was saying Notre Dame was getting better, really who are they playing? The 2 good teams that they played, they lost against. So, I mean, I see it, and trust me, I see it, but I don't know. I just think 3 losses should not get you into the playoffs.
So they lost to Miami 27-24. Then they lost to Texas A&M 41-40. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 unranked teams. USC, who's ranked 20th by 10 points. Beat Boston Navy. Beat Pitt, who's ranked 22. Syracuse and Stanford.
I mean, it's not super impressive.
Nothing crazy impressive.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy impressive. I was happy to see you guys get in. I thought, with the head-to-head, that would have killed me, honestly, with what happened to Florida State a couple years ago. Even though if we would have made it, it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered, but I don't know if you remember, I felt like even then Florida State got robbed. I think that wasn't fair on Florida State. They would have got annihilated in the playoffs or whatever, but still, I mean, with their record, they earned the right to be in it at least.
The kids played for the record. Let the kids enjoy the game. That's what they played for. It should have been
Notre Dame taking this ball and going home and saying, "We ain't playing no bowl game." You know why they did that?
Why they do?
All these Notre Dame fans, and they were all making fun of Miami, saying, "You guys aren't going to make it. Have fun in the Pop-Tart Bowl and this and that." Now here they are. You go enjoy your Pop-Tart Bowl, but they were like, "No, we ain't doing that."
I got to be honest. I'd be happy to be in a Pop-Tart Bowl this year.
I don't think it's fair to the kids, right? These kids want to play ball. They want to go and have this. I mean, they get swag for going, right? It's supposed to be this fun thing, and I get it with the playoffs now. These lesser bowl games don't mean anything, but let the kids play, I feel, anyway.
Who do you think made that decision? Did they say?
I don't know, but I was thinking about it, and if you polled all the players and asked them, do you want to play or do you not want to play, I bet you 90% would have said, let's play.
I think so. And I think it's only the right thing to do to ask the team, let them make the decision.
Yeah, you should ultimately let them make the decision. You're just being a whiny little baby at this point.
Right.
Not doing this.
Listening, and they're probably influenced by all the stuff that they're hearing. Oh, you guys shouldn't do this. So they're like, nah, we're not going to play. Instead of going with their natural instinct and just going to go out and play the game that they love to play. It's a shame.
Somehow I think Lou Holtz is involved.
Yeah, definitely. It's a sticky situation when Lou Holtz is involved. That's for sure. All right. So, well, I mean, hey, you're in it. Great. Florida State, nothing. We're done. On to basketball, baseball, and all the other sports we're good at. Softball.
I haven't watched any NCAA basketball yet. Have you?
Nah, it's been here and there. Just when it's on TV and I actually have the time. All right. So the teams that did make it in, man, you got Indiana with a bye. You got Georgia with a bye. You got Ohio State with a bye. Obviously, Indiana and Ohio State, good to go. I'm okay with Georgia as well. Indiana, I've been on that bandwagon for a long time now.
You have.
So, man, that was the big game that I enjoyed watching this past weekend.
I was kind of shocked. I was a little shocked by it. I was happy for him, and if Miami doesn't make it, that's what I'm rooting for.
No, definitely. I'm going for them. I'm pulling for Indiana the whole way. So let's run through this. I don't want to know who you think is champ, but I'm going to run through the first round games. Okay. Yep. So you got James Madison versus Oregon. Who's winning?
I mean, it's got to be Oregon, right? James Madison. I mean, they're a top 20 team or top 25 team, but they're not. I don't think they're going to be on the same level as Oregon. I'm going Oregon.
All right. Alabama versus Oklahoma.
I'm going Oklahoma on this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oklahoma versus Oregon. No. I'm sorry. Oklahoma versus Indiana.
Indiana.
Okay. Then you got Oregon versus Texas Tech.
I'm going to go Texas Tech.
All right. Texas Tech versus Indiana.
I'm going Indiana.
Okay. All right. Now you got Tulane versus Ole Miss.
So I know Tulane's like not on that same level. I mean, they earned their spot there, of course, but Ole Miss lost their coach. I still think Ole Miss has the talent to win this one, though.
If anything, I think Ole Miss is coming out to make a damn statement that we don't need that sorry coach
You,
anymore.
you think this is going to be a blowout?
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I think it's a statement game. Ole Miss versus Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Texas A&M versus Miami.
You.
I knew you were gonna say that. All right. So the U versus Ohio State.
I know I'm being a homer, but I'm going to go with the U.
Okay.
I'm going to you, baby. I'm going to you.
Okay. So then you have Ohio State. I mean, U versus Georgia.
I'm going to go to you.
All right. So Texas Tech, Indiana. You went Indiana.
Yeah.
All right. So Indiana versus the U for the national championship.
I love it. Mendoza, that South Florida boy playing Miami.
So that's your call. And who wins the national title?
I'm going to stick with it. That's my call.
We're recording this. And who are you? Who's winning?
I mean, it's all about the U, son.
Damn. So the U, the University of Miami, is winning the national championship this year.
We just needed to get in. That's all we needed.
All right. I think Alabama is going to beat Oklahoma.
You're going Alabama, so that surprises me a little bit, but okay.
Yeah. Right. I know. Yeah, especially because we talk about quarterback play a lot there. And but no, I think Indiana's gonna clean up the rest of the house there.
I honestly, I'm picking the U because I'm a homer.
Right.
I love Miami, but I wouldn't be shocked to see an Indiana Ohio State championship game.
Would you want to see that again? Would you want to see that again?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, they're number one, number two for a reason, right? I mean, they're probably the two best teams out there. And I think that would be a good game.
It's hard to beat a good team twice.
I know it.
That's what I don't like about it. You know what I mean? One game is one game, but to beat an elite team twice when they have time to prepare and everything, it's a different ballgame. So now let's do it like this. If that does happen and Ohio State wins, they get 2 weeks off and then 1 week off and they got to play again.
Rubber match, 3.
Winner takes all, baby.
Yeah. Tournament style,
yeah. Hell yeah. Might as well. Well, good luck to the U, Mike. I'm going for Indiana. We'll see what happens there. As far as betting last week, how'd you do?
5 for 5.
5 for 5. So you mean if the people who are listening to us talk scan that QR code right there and they would have bet 5 bets that you told them to bet last week, they would have won every single bet.
Every single one.
So if they would have just said, you know what, Mike's golden at picking, I'm doing a 5-team parlay on everything Mike says. You're telling me you would have cleaned house?
Yeah. It was. I had a really good week. It doesn't happen all the time. Like 5 for 5 is not easy to do.
It's not much you might.
And I was pretty happy with it.
I would say that's pretty freaking amazing. And so if you were new to Better last week, you sign up with $100, you get 150. So if you'd have took that $50 free money and put a parlay on your 5-teamer, man, that'd have paid out heavy.
It would have paid out. I think it was plus 500 something, the parlay.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
All right. So last week, I took the Detroit versus Dallas over. That was a Thursday night game. That was over 54.5. That hit. Then for Sunday, I took Miami -3 at the Jets. That hit. I took Seattle -7 at the Falcons. That hit. I took Chicago at Green Bay over 44.5. That hit. And then I took the Pittsburgh Ravens under at 43.5. And that got slapped. All right, by like 6 points.
Yeah.
So I was 4 for 5. So collectively, the fantasy Fools last week was 9 for 10.
Yeah, that's a good week.
Hell yeah.
Really good week.
So what do you think about this coming week?
I think this coming week's a little difficult. I've been looking at it, and I got 3 picks now. And I think this week what I'm going to do is do a couple of anytime touchdowns.
Okay.
I'm going to sprinkle a few just fun bets, $5 here or there. Because I'm like I said, I'm only like 3 games as of right now. So, and who knows when game time comes around, I might throw a little something.
Speaking of like anytime goals, do you follow MLS at all?
No.
All right, so they just had their MLS Cup championship last Saturday. Inter Miami was in it.
I did hear that.
Messi's on.
Yeah.
So, hometown team, kind of been following that a little bit lately. I'm going to get into soccer a lot more. I'm starting to like it a little bit more. But I did anytime goals for Allende or whatever his name, Allende. I don't even know how you say his name, but that boy's been hot, and it paid out.
Nice.
It paid out. Yeah. So I definitely like those anytime scores, especially if the matchup just proves right. So what do you got for bets this week, Mike? Give it to him.
So this week I'm taking Cincinnati plus 2.5 over Baltimore.
Okay.
Rival game. I just like. I think Cincinnati pulls this one out. I like getting the 2.5.
I tell you what, though, what messed me up though last week, and I don't mean to cut you off, what messed me up with that Pittsburgh Ravens game is I wasn't expecting Lamar Jackson to look as good as he did. He hadn't looked good in weeks, and until I see that change.
Yeah,
I saw the change. I saw that change last week. So I'm with you on that. I do like the Bengals in this game, but it does scare me that Lamar is getting more like Lamar.
Right. Then I like Carolina minus 2.5 over New Orleans. Okay. Carolina's been kind of up and down, but I think they're a lot better than New Orleans. I think they'll win by at least a field goal.
I'm with that.
Yeah. And then on Thursday night, I'm doing Tampa Bay minus 4.5 over Atlanta. I know Tampa Bay hasn't been playing well, but I think Atlanta could be a good bounce back game for them.
Let me ask you this, because I looked at that game and I saw the 4.5 points, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I know it's not.
So
I like it. I don't love it. I'm going to go with it though.
Right. So if I can't pull the trigger on Tampa Bay, does that mean that I should be able to pull the trigger on Atlanta?
Right. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's one of those games. Which team is going to show up? Like which version of themselves is going to show up?
Well,
those games I hate.
Atlanta and the Seahawks last week, right? And it was Seattle -7.
Minus
6.5.
7.
And I put money on that. Some of your bets I put money on as well. And I was watching the score, and they kept it close for a while, but then Seattle kind of blew it out. And I'm kind of hoping Tampa Bay does the same thing tomorrow night.
Well, the difference I think between Tampa Bay and Seattle is Seattle knows how to make adjustments. I mean, Tampa Bay, they can make the right adjustments at some point, but sometimes, but I just don't see it as like I was confident at halftime on that Seattle game.
Yeah.
Like that game, I didn't have to worry about cover. You know what I mean? I knew the adjustments were going to be made, and sure as heck, coming right out of the gate halftime. All right, so that's your 3 for the week.
Yeah, that's my 3 for the week. Normally, I like to do 5, but those are the only 3 I kind of like. And then I think come game time this weekend, I'm going to do a couple of anytime touchdowns.
Yeah. So I'm actually with you this week. When I was just looking at the books and the spreads, when you're seeing 13s and 14s and 8s and not like it's a lot. That's a lot of points. I
don't like touching them big spreads. Not in the NFL.
Exactly. It's the NFL. Sometimes I will. Like if matchup wise, I just see it, or trend wise, I just see it. But if I look at it and it's not drawing me, I'm gonna stay away from it. So this week I came up with four though.
Okay.
Four that I like. And you guys see this QR code down below. That's better. It's available in most states. They have daily fantasy. They have sports books, not daily, like player props, all that stuff. They got everything you can want. If you sign up, it's one book, but there's two different sections. So if you sign up for the sports book, you get a 50% bonus, sign up bonus. So if you sign up for 100, you get 150. And then if you sign up on the other one, you get 100% deposit. So if you deposit 100, you'll get $200 for free by scanning that QR code down there. So for this week, Mike, I went with the Chargers plus 4.5. All right, I'm liking the Chargers plus 4.5 there.
Yeah, I looked at that game. I just both teams have been playing so terrible.
Yeah, but the Chargers showed up last week, and I expect them to continue with that trend. Plus, Hampton should be back with more carries this week.
Yeah,
so
I'm counting on it.
We should see a little bit more output there. I went Giants -2. I think the Giants are going to be able to score on the Commanders. Also think one specific player has an opportunity to ball out this week who will be coming up later on Fantasy Tinder. So I went Giants -2 there. I went with Green Bay -2.5 in Denver. All right.
Okay.
I know Denver's won 10 in a row. Denver's
The defense
done all kinds.
is pretty sick.
Defense is amazing. They do the little things they need to win every single game. I get it. But I think Green Bay kind of like breaks out of a little shell here. Green Bay also has a very good defense.
They do. Green Bay's got a good team overall, I believe.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I don't think that they put it together yet.
Yeah.
I think come playoff time and they're healthy, relatively healthy, I think they could be a dangerous team. I don't think we've seen this year what they're capable of yet, really. And then for my last of the week, I went with Minnesota Dallas over. That's at 47.5. We know Dallas is going to get their points.
Yeah.
And
I
actually
think we know Dallas is going to give up points.
Right. So I saw it at 47. Honestly, any Dallas game under 50, I like.
Yeah.
So it's safe. So that's what I went with from all my picks this week. But definitely sign up to Better if you haven't. Look into it. Might as well have more than one book so you can shop spreads. All right, so fantasy football time.
Yeah, we got a question in the comments. A line question.
What we got here? All right. He has Amara as my starter. Wide receiver 2. Should I go Jameis Williams, Stephon Diggs, Terry?
Scary Terry's back. Who's starting at quarterback? I haven't even seen who's starting at quarterback for Washington this week. Have you?
Mariota.
Is it Mariota?
Yeah.
I like McLaurin when he's in. Yeah, I really like what Jameson Williams has been doing too. But do you want two wide receivers from the same
team?
That's tough. What do you think?
I go with Terry. On this. With the matchup against the Giants, it's pretty favorable.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, I think, has an unfavorable matchup this week, and I definitely wouldn't like to see your 1 and 2 wide receivers from the same team, regardless of the team. We both know that Williams is capable of putting up the points, but they have off games.
Yeah.
They have off games sometimes.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I'm not big on Stephon Diggs. I think I'd go Amon-Ra and Scary Terry.
All right. So that's it. Terry's that deal. That's what we're going with. All right. So you're in 3 leagues.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. All right. So playoffs start in a few leagues this week. I think a majority of playoffs start next week.
Yes.
That's all my playoffs start next week.
All my playoffs start next week.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you sitting at on your teams and your leagues?
I'm a lock for our one home league.
Mm-hmm.
In our money home league, I am at number 5, and I need a win to get in. I need to win in somehow. That team, I was top 2 majority of the season, and then my team has fallen apart because my 2 quarterbacks are Drawing a blank.
Justin Herbert.
So I got
and Patrick
Mahomes and Herbert, and they have been absolutely horrid the past few weeks, and I've lost quite a few games. I want
Mike,
to tell you what Mahomes scored last week in that league. It's a super flex, right? Just so everybody knows, where quarterbacks score a lot of points. You need 2 good quarterbacks if you want any chance in that league. And those 2 have dominated at the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year, they have been absolutely terrible. So last week, Mahomes scored me a whopping 1.3 points. 1. Herbert, 12 points. So you're like, oh, why don't you go to your backup guys? Yeah, backup guys. Kirk Cousins, 2.4. Oh, man, maybe it's time to go to the waiver wire, pick up a quarterback, right? Well, let's see who's available. I dropped Kirk Cousins. We have Geno Smith. You know what? Geno Smith. Tyrod Taylor. Leonard from the Colts. I go Cook from the Jets, you know.
For everybody out there just tuning in, if you don't know what's going on right now, Mike's having a mental breakdown. I guess the collapse of his fantasy football team. Continue, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, it's and this is I care. Don't get me wrong. I care equally about these 2 leagues because there are home leagues, and I love our home leagues. But this is our money league. I really want to win that money. And you know, Mahomes and Herbert playing against each other, I need a shootout to have any kind of chance to make the playoffs. And then after that,
okay. So, listen, I don't know if you know, there's this show that comes on Wednesday nights. It's Fantasy Foolz. Fantasy Foolz. Last week I watched their show, bro. You know what they told me? They said, do not start Patrick Mahomes this week.
Oh, yeah, you know what else they told me? Let me put in Kirk Cousins over Patrick Mahomes. I would have gained 1 extra point.
Yeah, well, you'd have been better for it, wouldn't you, if you'd have taken our advice?
Yeah.
All right, so then
maybe I can look to the Colts and see the savior.
All right, but to be fair here, look, we told you last week in Fantasy Tinder, and since we're right here on Mahomes, we told you Blake Corum, swipe right, pick up. He scored 26 points last week. All right. Told you to sit Justin Herbert. He scored 12 points last week. Told you to start Woody Marks, 16 points. Told you to start Christian Watson, 24 points. Told you to start Amarion Hampton, even with 50% touches, 15 points. Told you don't start Patrick Mahomes, 2 points.
That's all well and good, and really good information. But when you have nobody to put in his place, what are you going to do?
I know. See, that's a position that most people aren't in, and most people aren't in that position simply because they're not in a super flex league. There's not 2 quarterbacks, high scoring. So in our league, it's if I was out of the playoffs right now, I was low on the waiver wire, I'd be picking up every best player I could, just so I can make sure that nobody else is picking up those players. So if you're out there and you're eliminated from the playoffs, and I hope you're not in my league, pick up every single good player that you could pick up so nobody else can pick them.
That means you might have to drop some good players too.
Well, you don't want to drop anybody unless you keep them on the waiver wire long enough where they won't affect you. So it depends on where you're at in the playoffs, but be smart about it. Make sure when you make your moves, they're with intent. You know, I call it dirty, whatever. You're a manager of the league, and if the rules say it's possible, go ahead and do it. I always try to screw everybody over as much as I can. So
Phillip Rivers is available now.
Oh yeah, I saw that. They got a lot of like stuff coming out with him, like him, but it's really Joe Biden. You know what I mean? That's funny. I wanted to get some stuff for the show, but I didn't have time to today. But so did you lose last week in that money league?
Yes, like I got my ass whooped.
Oh, that's right. And then you lost 2 in a row because I beat you the week before.
Yeah, I got my ass whooped even worse the week before.
Yeah. All right. So Mike's sitting at 5th in that league. I'm in 4th. If Mike loses, I am in. If I win, I'm in. So that's pretty much the way it
So
goes.
my team is solid. I mean, I got Marion Hampton back. I got Irving back. I got Harvey, who's really been blowing it up. Waddle, who's been doing really good. Justin Jefferson's been kind of a bum, but again, I mean, I could put in. I think I might actually put in Robinson this week. Wandell Robinson.
It's a favorable matchup.
It's a better matchup, and just Justin Jefferson against Dallas. Like we just talked about going over. So,
I think it's a good week for him to score. I think you're gonna have a good week.
Yeah. So, chances are I'll keep him in there. It really what it comes down to. My squad is good. I just need Herbert and Mahomes to produce like they should. They're supposed to be the top two of the top quarterbacks in the league. I mean,
I don't think they are. They are. I mean, if you look at Mahomes' point total, it's all amazing. I just think the issue is that the rest of the team is not doing what they should be doing.
Mahomes doesn't have time anymore. He can make plays on the fly, but how many drop passes did they have last week? It was astonishing.
Yeah, no, definitely. There was a lot of drop passes last week. We went from a few weeks of just a straight amazing passes to a bunch of drop passes last week.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and get this chat off there. I got that still up there. No. There you go. Is that right? All right. Hi. All right. So getting into it there. This week, I guess we can kind of get into Fantasy Tinder. But before we get into Fantasy Tinder real quick, Mike, talking about fumbling, bro, I saw this and I just thought this was the craziest thing I've never seen. Okay, so let me ask you this. What is the longest play that you've seen, like let's just say 3rd and 35, 2nd and 40? What's the biggest margin? Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head the longest I've ever seen. I've seen some big ones like in the 30s. I don't know if I've seen higher than that. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
All right, let me see. Well, check this out.
Pig off the snap.
87-yard loss. Wait, let me
7 yards.
hold on. What's going on here? Oh, I messed up. That's what I did. I messed up when I put it in.
3rd and goal from the other 7. And a terrible snap. Smith is going to have to go all the way back.
Oh my gosh.
It's still loose. It's still loose. Rolling all the way back. This ball is still loose inside the 20. Who wants the football? It is finally recovered by Louisiana Tech. The greased pig off the snap. Loss of 87 yards.
87 yards. You know what I think about when I see that?
Huh.
How great would it be to see Chris Berman doing that highlight?
Oh, yeah.
Sound effects and crap that he does. It would be
Fumbling.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Chris
insane.
Berman was great.
So I have seen where like they lose a ton of yards, or it would be a fumble, and the other team takes it back, and then fumble again, and the original team gets the ball back, and they're already on the other side of the field again. And,
I wonder how many times that ball touched like the opposite team's hand.
right.
You know what I mean? That was, to go 80 yards?
That's insane. I love football. That's insane. I love seeing stuff like that.
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
But I love it.
I don't even know if that's new. I don't even know if that's new.
That's got to be a little bit older, right? Looks it.
Well, it could be my quality as well.
Mm.
All right. So that'll take it. Let's get into Fantasy Tinder then, Mike. We're going to open up with, DK Metcalf.
DK.
From the Steelers. What you think about DK this week, Mike?
I mean, at the beginning of the year, I would say it was a favorable matchup, but the Dolphins D has really been stepping it up.
Mm-hmm.
The defense has not been giving up a lot of points.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold. It sounds like the weather's going to be nasty. I like Miami's D now. I'm going to go ahead and swipe left.
All right. So this is a normal spot, like you brought up, that we would be swiping right all day just because they're playing the Miami defense. Especially after his game last week. I mean, he had seven catches, 148 yards. So he was doing his thing. But here's the thing, kind of like you said, they've surrendered 4 touchdowns and they have the 4th fewest points to that position since week 7. All right, so that definitely tells a whole story in itself. And we watch them, we see what's going on. Next man up, they're just doing it back there. I'm definitely swiping left on this.
Yeah, I mean his numbers aren't bad. Like he had 21, 6, 14, 9, 6. A couple rough games in there, but a couple really good games too. I just think with the weather and with the way Miami's defense have been playing, I would swipe left. If you have to start them, it is what it is. But if you have a better option, I would go with somebody else.
Definitely. All right, on deck, we got J.J. McCarthy, Minnesota Vikings, playing at the Dallas Cowboys this week.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier, right? You like to over because Dallas is to score a lot and Dallas is going to give up a lot, right?
Yeah.
Here recently, JJ's been, last week 10, then he had 2.4, then he had 0, he was out. But then he had 26. Right. I mean, he's capable of putting up numbers. And if he's going to do it, I think he could do it against Dallas. So, I would swipe right. If you need to start JJ, I mean, I would start him over what I have right now.
I'd start him over Patrick Mahomes. I'd start him over Mahomes and Herbert this week, all day. And the reason I put him on here, Mike, I'm going to swipe right too, just because of the matchup. We've been swiping left. We've been beating this guy down all year. So I figured, let's give the man. Yeah, no, definitely. And look, maybe I'm wishful thinking here, and he's back to McCarthy this week. But I'm going with that. I'm going with that over. Definitely, I'm swiping right on McCarthy. Next up, we got Mr. Travis Etienne Jr. Jacksonville Jaguars, baby. What you got?
I like the Jags when they're not playing the Dolphins. And, I like Travis Etienne. I've been a fan of his for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's been putting up the numbers, 19.3, 20.6. He had a stinker, 5.1. That's going to happen in fantasy, Then 21, and the matchup against the Jets, definitely swipe right.
I like it. I like swiping right on this too. I also am a fan. Have always, ever since he got out of college, I was never a fan in college. But the Jets have allowed 9 rushing touchdowns and over 140 yards a game recently, in the last 4 games actually. So I like it here. The only thing that I don't like, the only thing pulling me back a little bit is his touch count. That other guy, what's his name, Totem or something like that, he gets a lot of touches, bro.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even if I would say if there's nobody available and you need a running back, maybe go to the backup here as well, because I think he's going to have opportunities to score as well.
The Jets are abysmal, right? Like, look at what the Dolphins did to him last week. I would say definitely the backup's probably going to put up a few points too.
All right, so we're in unison here. We're swiping right. Mike, this might be the first time we've ever agreed with each other on this. Up next, Chris Rodriguez Jr., Washington Commanders at the New York Giants.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're playing the Giants. But here's the thing. In general, the Washington running backs have not been very good this year. So with Chris Rodriguez, 9.5. They had a bye week before that, 10.10, 5.2. I mean, the matchup's not bad against the Giants, right? For me, I'm just out on Washington running backs.
Right.
So it's gonna be a swipe left for me.
All right, I'm gonna swipe right. the reason I'm going to swipe right is really just based on the matchup. Giants have given up the second most rushing yards this season. I think they've given up like 17 touchdowns. This kid runs hard. I mean, I like to watch him run. So I'm definitely a little bit of a fan.
Yeah, he runs hard, but there's a difference between playing well for the NFL and playing well for somebody's fantasy football league. You know what I mean? Just the numbers have not been there, the points anyway.
Right, but you could say the same for Justin Jefferson, Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you're not going to let that affect your decisions.
Yeah, but
I mean?
the difference between the two is the track record, right? Like Justin Jefferson's got a track record, and Chris Rodriguez does not.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he will one
Maybe
day.
he will
We'll
one
see.
day.
Anyways,
You're absolutely right. I'm not doubting the kid, but as of right now, it's just a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I'm swiping right on the matchup here. We're going Chris Rodriguez. Up next, you have the one and only Theo Johnson, New York Giants, hosting the Washington. Ooh, I almost said a bad word. Commanders. Yeah. Yeah.
So his numbers have been great. They've been okay for a tight end, I guess. 14.5, 6.6, 10.7, 5.9. And remember, guys, when I was spitting off these points, Junior and I, our leagues are Yahoo leagues. This is what we base our stuff off of. So, and we always do fraction points, of course. Against Washington, it's favorable. Dart's playing, right?
Yeah, Dart's playing. They're the Commanders are second worst against the tight end.
Yeah,
position.
so I mean, he's got opportunity there. He's put up decent numbers. I mean, if you need tight end help, I'm swipe right on this.
Yeah, I'm going to swipe right too. Another reason I'm going to swipe right and why I think is because the numbers really don't reflect it, but he's getting the looks. The attempts are there. So when you have the attempts and it equals, you got a defense that's not as good to that position. I mean, that just equals success.
You need the targets. If you get enough targets, good things should happen. And if he's getting the targets and against a bad defense, he should be able to put up some points this week.
I'm thinking 8 to 10 targets for Theo Johnson this week. Yeah. So if we 50% and a touchdown, we're good. All right. Okay. Up next, somebody new. We never had him on. Devin Neal. Now I put him on because is Kamara going to be out?
I didn't see the update today. Did he practice today? Have you seen?
I didn't see today's update either.
Let me look real quick.
I mean, he had 19 carries last week. He rushed for 70 yards and a touchdown. This week he's matched. Yeah, this week he's matched up against the Panthers. 8th most fantasy points to running backs this season.
So this kind of tells me it looks like Kamara's probably not going to play. Right. So like here's Neal's numbers. This is with Kamara, I believe, right? So last week they had their bye week, right? So there was nothing there. Before that, 11.1, 9.9, 15.4. Kamara out. He should lead this backfield against Carolina. I think he could put up double-digit points here. So if you need somebody off the decent bench, rushing, and then get that tutty, you're looking pretty good. So I'll swipe right on that.
No, I think it's a decent pickup in a short field right now. Definitely, if he's definitely out there. He's definitely out there. I guarantee he's going to get you at least 12 points this week. So if you have a running back, it's not going to get you 12 bucks.
12 bucks? I'll take 12 bucks from a running back.
12 bucks, baby. Yeah. All right. Up next, we got Mr. Kenneth Gainwell from the Steelers.
Yeah.
Hosting the Miami.
Hosting our Fins. So that's two that we've talked about from the Steelers going against Miami's new, pretty much revamped defense, right? Here's the thing about Miami's defense. Since they've given Biggers more playing time, their run Ds look pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. I've really, really liked what they've been doing up front. Our linebacking core has been really solid. Brooks just got Defensive Player of the Week for the AFC. Their defense has really been stepping up. But Kenneth Gainwell has put up some pretty good numbers in the past few weeks, right? 32.9, 20, 9.1, okay, 23.1. That's really good numbers. And he's not even the starter there. So I think if you need a running back in a pinch here to try to get into the playoffs, it's not a terrible start. I would swipe right.
It's not. And what I anticipate, he's not the starter, but he's getting all the pass catching.
And that's and majority of leagues out there are PPR now. So I would say if you're not PPR, questionable, but most leagues are PPR now. PPR is pretty much a standard, right? That's what it's become. And I would say PPR definitely.
All right. So we're swiping right there? All right. Next up, we got Emeka Egbuka.
My dude.
Your boy. You've been riding that boy all year until he got hurt.
Yeah. And, we've had some rough weeks, right? But I still believe in Emeka Egbuka. Past 4 weeks, like I said, have been a little rough. 9 points, 6.2, 8.2, 3.5. Ouch, right?
Terrible.
I said I like Tampa to have a bounce back against Atlanta this Thursday, tomorrow night. So I think Egbuka can have a bounce back as well. I'm swiping right. I'm keeping him in my lineups.
I'm going to swipe left. And my reason for swiping left, he's in a slump and he's a rookie.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of hard to break out of. And I think, you're playing other veterans and they know where you're at in your mental space. I think it's easy to infiltrate and just not let you get out of that space, But like you said, he could have that one great catch on the first drive and completely turn it around, and then it's all instincts from there because we know when the kid plays with instincts, he's incredible. So for sure, I'm gonna swipe left on that. I'm gonna stay with the trends.
Do you have any shares of Egbuka in
No,
I do, and I'm gonna keep him in. Don't do me wrong, Emeka.
Okay. All right, we'll see. Oh shoot! No! Oh, I guess we'll go there. No, I messed up. All right, so we're gonna go with Shedeur Sanders first, Mike.
Okay.
Shedeur Sanders balled out last week.
Balled out. Part of the reason I got blown out by my wife, by the way, in our money league.
So your wife kicked you out of the playoffs?
Possibly.
I play your wife this week? I play your wife this week?
Oh, yeah, I got to tell her to update. Make sure she wins.
You want to know what I was mad about? I'm going to be honest. Because somehow Tua was on the waiver wire, and she was above me in the waiver wire. But I was going to grab Tua just because he's the last starting quarterback left. So I assumed that she grabbed him, and I thought that you let him go so she could grab him to play me this week.
Me? I haven't done anything.
No, I didn't. No. That's all. I made that stuff up in my head.
You have a little argument in your head, I got you. I do it all the time.
I was mad at you and everything. Like when my wife dreams I'm doing something bad, she wakes up ready to smack the hell out of me. Like it was a dream. Shoot.
So here's Sanders balled out finally, right? 40.4 he put up. But before that, 12.5, 13.7, 2.4. So he's progressing here. I think this is at this point, this has got to be his team now, right?
Oh, 100%. They said he's the starter for the rest of the year.
So, and we're going up against Chicago. I know he had a really good game, but I'm not quite there yet on Shedeur Sanders. I'm going to swipe left.
Hell yeah, I'm swiping left. Look, this kid's got to do a lot more than that for me to be sold on it. You know what I mean? I just realized my computer's been unplugged the whole time. It says it's about to die, so I'm trying to get this thing going here. All right, we're good. All right, so swipe left. We're both swiping left?
Yeah, I mean, you got to show me a little more than one game.
We are not on the train yet,
Yeah,
Shador.
and
We
don't
are
get me
not
wrong.
there,
I'm
brother.
rooting for him. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Best of
Yeah,
luck.
yeah.
Best of luck. I hope you get there. All right, so swipe left there. Next up, we got Greg Dolchich. What a handsome young
Look
man.
at that stash.
And his hair's looked way better than that. I got a bad
Oh
picture.
man, but that's a beautiful set of hair right there.
Oh yeah, he got it. Looks like locks sometimes for
Yeah.
sure. So have you been impressed? What do you think? Because I mean, you got Darren Waller in the lineup
I know.
too.
Here's my thoughts on Dolchich. I absolutely love what he's been doing with Miami. I do. I think he's really stepped it up, and I think Miami should keep him moving forward. I think Darren Waller's a stopgap. I don't know if he's even going to be back next year, but I think if we keep Dolchich on the team, I mean, it's a good thing, right?
We'll see what he can do. I mean, I think I've seen him run a few bad routes. I think I've seen him drop a pass or two. So
for the most part, I think he's been pretty clutch. The fantasy numbers aren't quite there. Like we said it earlier, there's a big difference between doing well for your NFL team and doing well for Joe Schmo's fantasy team, right?
Right.
So you get 3.8 bye week, 4.4, 7.1. Fantasy numbers aren't great, and you're right. Waller is there, and Waller has the ability for the big play. And at any time, he could have a ball out game, right?
Yeah, but I like it. I mean, he's been included in the offense more. He's getting the attempts, building the relationship, I guess you could say.
I like Greg Dolchich. I just don't like him fantasy. I'm gonna swipe left.
Sounds like you guys are popping popcorn back there in the back.
It's my puppies running around.
Oh yeah, we can hear. Can we see the puppy? Can we see the puppy?
I say he's a puppy. He's 15 years old, so he's really not jumping up here. Come here.
Come on, Lucky.
Loki.
Low-key.
Yeah, he don't want.
Like from the Avengers or from what?
Yeah, so he was. Low-key. Samantha named him before the Avengers. Just Loki, the god of mischief and Norse guy, but he's not gonna jump up here. He's like I said, he's 15. He don't do much anymore.
All right. Well, we'll see him next time. So listen, fantasy Tinder just ended. Greg Dolchich we're swiping left with at this current point, but as Dolphin fans, we like the what he's building with Tua, the relationship. So hopefully he builds on that. Just want to give you one more fantasy Tinder pick we gave you last week that I think came out. And that was Mike and Jordan Mason. I think Jordan Mason banged him out for about 16, Mike.
Not bad.
So you guys were right on that.
Not bad.
All right, Mike, we're getting out of here, brother. You got any final words for your for the Nelly Kingdom?
Let's go, Fins.
4 in a row, baby. They're gonna be 5 in a row.
Monday night. It's gonna be a lot colder than it was in New York. Possibly snow. If ever you wanted to break that stigma of you can't do well in the cold, this is the time to do it.
Definitely the time to do it. Definitely a running game situation, and I think it's going to be hard to throw. So I think people like Dolchich will come into play.
And
for sure.
I live in PA now, and at the beginning of the year I was going to buy tickets to this game, and I didn't. And then at the beginning of the year I said, it's probably a good thing I didn't get these tickets. Now I'm thinking maybe I should have got them tickets.
Yeah, how much are they? Did you
haven't
check
looked recently? Like it's too close now, and that's something I'd have to plan.
Right. No, definitely. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for tuning in, man. Next week we will not be on. Next week we're gonna take a week off. We'll be back the following week after that, which will be our championship week. So
we'll be talking a lot of playoffs, fantasy football playoffs. So
absolutely. All right. See you guys soon.
Foolz riding high on the line. Cash on the spread and the W's mine. From draft day nerves to Sunday insanity. Fantasy Foolz. Insanity meets fantasy. Wire work turning pennies to gold. DFS stacks, let the storyline unfold. Bad beats hit, but the fools don't bend. Prop slips live, ride it out to the end. Trade court open, bring your lopsided plea. We'll bang the gavel on your fantasy fraud spree. We'll ruin Sunday, we'll read the eulogy, then bury that pick in Foolz mythology. Fantasy fools riding high on the line. Cash on the spread and the W's mine. From draft day nerds to Sunday insanity. Fantasy fools, where insanity meets fantasy. Chart the targets, chase that pace. Match up edges all over the place. Bankroll calm even when it looks wild. Fools make order from chaos styled. Start or sit, yeah, swipe that call. Flex spot flames or a waterfall.